We're down here working the bees again. This is not a very good day for working the bees. It's completely overcast. There's rain coming, but this is the only time I've got to do it. Might could have done it tomorrow evening, but I don't know about the rain. I got my smoker lit down there. It's already lit. Right here's apple cider vinegar, and that right there is just some cheap vegetable oil. I've got these beetle traps. I've already made them up, but they're called the Beetle Jail. That's upside down. I can't tip it up because it's got the oil in it, but you can read on the label. But what you do, as you can see, you got 3 compartments. Middle compartment, I put my bait in there. They can't get in that, but it's apple cider vinegar, and it's supposed to attract the beetles. And then over here I got oil. I wasn't sure on the amount of oil to put over there, and when you're putting it in there, it goes pretty fast. I might have a little bit much oil on that side. Probably the right hand side there's probably about the amount you want, but I'm just going with it. Up here, okay, it hangs on the frame like that. You just put it between 2 frames. I'm just storing them right there on this box, but right there, them little slots, the beetles can go down in there. Bees can't go down in there, so the beetles go down in there and get drowned. Boxes we got today, we painted up some older boxes we had, and I put new frames in them. Now one tip I've got, I had these frames, I bought them in 20, and that's all bundled up with straps on them. Well, right there they lay where I cut them off, them plastic straps, and they were sticking together real bad. I was having to pop them loose from each other with a hive tool, and even tore a little bit of wood off of them. So just know that, maybe be careful. I tore that little bit of wood off, popping them off. Maybe I could have been real easy with them. These boxes got here, you can see the different kind of handles that boxes might have. This is not every kind of box there is. I don't even know what brand of box this is that has that kind of handle. So I've had that box just sitting around really since I got bees. That was somebody else. That was come with the bees that I got when I first got bees, and somebody had the bees in some equipment. This right here I bought up in Virginia. That place is closed now that I got it there. These handles over here, I'll just show them real quick. That's Brushy Mountain Bee. That shape of handle there, you can see how it's a little bit like the Shenandoah Valley one, but this is a different shape here. And anyway, it's interesting how they got different kind of handles. That smoker's just been sitting down there smoldering, but see, plenty of smoke if you just build your smoker up to start with. I don't know why I do it, but I'm starting with this hive over here. They're not flying too much today. Probably because it's so overcast, and it's, like I said before, it's not really a good day to work them, but we have to do what we have to do. There's some beetles. They got under the cover before I could do anything with them. I guess the idea is that when it's overcast like this, that the bees, more bees are in the hive and they're not foraging. And the forager bees are the ones that's more aggressive. So in general, the hive will be a little more aggressive on a day when it's like this. Now this is my weakest hive. You can see here, we checked it before and everything was fine egg wise and stuff, but see, they only got some on this side. They're drawing out that side, but really 1, 2, 3, they still don't even have 5 full frames of brood. They're clustered up a little bit right there around the brood. Yeah, this hive's just not taking off like the other one. I don't want to mess with them too much. I will look at them a little bit, but I don't want to mess with them too much. They're doing their thing. It's overcast day. Let me just take this. See, they're starting to draw that one out. They're putting nectar in it though. Yeah, this hive it really didn't take off like the other one. That bee there stuck his stinger out, or her stinger out. I seen it. I don't see eggs down in them cells. That's concerning. No eggs right there. That should be laid up solid. We saw the queen the last time. Let me just keep going through here because something's not right. I know we saw the queen last time that was in here, and they're still working and doing. Well, there's cap brood. There's a few eggs in that one. Patch of cap brood, some eggs around the bottom. Don't know what to think. They're just not taking off like I. Well, she's filling back in some of these and cap brood stuff. I hate to mess with them, but I'm just trying to see. It's alarming to me. Kind of alarming to me that they're not taking off quicker. Well, let's go ahead. They'll stay on that brood. I'll get them closed up here in a minute. I'm not going to add a box to this one, of course. That's a pretty good frame of brood, but it's a little spotty. See all them empty cells right there. It's not laid up solid across there. But there's eggs. Yeah, there's eggs down in several of them. I hadn't really even been looking for the queen on each frame. I'm just trying to see. That's decent brood right there. Decent brood pattern. One here and there open. I don't know. I don't know if that's a queen cell down there. It looks a little funny to be one. If they was going to supersede that queen because she's not laying right or whatever, that I thought that mostly them cells was up on the sides of the boxes. Yeah, there's eggs all in some of these. I know this is just their first. They're just pulling this wax out, so. And maybe she'll take off a little more. On my last video, I didn't see the queen in the other box. Somebody pointed it out on the video. I saw it once I got the video back. Okay, this one here, it's laid up pretty good. So yeah, she's doing okay. Just not the best I've ever seen, but give her a little bit longer. She might take off real good. I hate that. That right there is just nectar. Okay, well, I didn't see the queen. Maybe somebody will see it on video or something, but I wasn't looking real close for her. And besides all that, I saw eggs in there, so you got eggs in there in general, you got the queen in there. But yeah, these things have not took off real good. But you know, They got a little more than they had the last time we checked them, and it's been kind of rainy and stuff. Of course, I'm feeding them. She still should be laying it up, but what I am going to do with all of these, with both of these hives, is that the way this box is, I don't have room above there, and these top inner covers, what I'm trying to say, there's no room there. So I think when I'm setting this down, when I'd first put them in there, there's a bee or two got between there and it would mash them. There's not space. I don't think there's space for the bees to go between these frames and that if it's that way. I was trying to keep it closed up here where they didn't have to defend this upper entrance. But I think I'm going to turn this, give the bees a little more room, and I think that in itself might help a little bit with the hive beetles. Plus it'll give them the upper entrance. They'll have to defend that, but I think they can. But that'll give them a little more room down here to kind of chase the hive beetles around, and the hive beetles can't. What I was saying is, if I do that, the hive beetles can't just get on top of the frames to get away from them. I'm just going to put this beetle gel in there. I'm just going to put it out here like that. We'll see what happens with it. Didn't see as many hive beetles in there this time, for whatever reason. I'm gonna have to come back down here and give them some more feed. They're out, and they're gonna need feed no better than they're doing. So I'll have to come back and put feed on them. As for now, I'm just setting it in there. But that hive's done. All that I'm gonna do to it right now, so we'll come back down here and put feed on it. Yeah, we'll see how that beetle gel does. I don't know. I'd say it'll catch some. All right, let's go to this other hive. Just a little bit of smoke in the entrance. I'm gonna set my smoker over here. It's kind of a little bit damp down here today, and I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about it. Now see, they got a little bit of sugar on them. Couple of hive beetles in there, but there again, not real bad. The other time you saw on the video that there's hive beetles in there like crazy. See, you see this space right here, you understand what I'm saying. There's no space on that side. And see them hive beetles, I think they can get between the frames and this, and the bees just can't get to them good. I got to thinking about that. Set that down there. All right. Now this was my strong hive. I was kind of planned to put another box on them today if everything was right. They had easy 5 full frames of brood in there last time, or not brood, but comb. They've got comb. Well, we'll just go through it and see. We're down here, let's just go through it. Okay, that one's empty. But you see they're pulling that one out. That's not a full frame of bees. But as soon as I get into this frame, that's laid up like crazy. Eggs, that queen's way better. I mean, she's got that thing laid up good. Like everywhere you look, there's an egg on that. Same here. Like that, all them empty cells. Not well, these here, not every one's got an egg, but a bunch of them do right up there in the middle. But yeah, it's laid almost everywhere you look's an egg in this queen. So we're just like the third frame in right there. Third. And then you see other frames. I'm not going to pull every frame out of this one, but you see about this last frame. I'm just making the decision here if I want to put another box on them. See, they're pulling that one out. Not as much on the outside. I wouldn't call that a full frame of brood. So let's see. They got 7. I'd call it easy 7 frames of brood plus a half of one here. This one's they're starting in on. Real good there. Yeah, I'm not gonna even look for the queen in there, but we really hadn't had good working days for a few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. There. Maybe pushing them a little bit, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and I could probably go a couple of more days without putting another box on there, but my problem is I don't know when I'll get to put another box on there. Just not sure on it. I'm making a decision right now as I make the video. All right, we've decided to go ahead and go with another box on there. We may be pushing these bees a little bit, but we're gonna do it. It's a dreary day today and it's still plenty warm stuff, so I'm not too worried about them. It's been being warm. What I am going to do, I've always heard that if you pull up a couple of frames, that they come to the top box a little better, and then put empty frames in the place of them right there. I've heard that that's a good way just to get them to come up. I'm just experimenting with this, but I'm gonna pull up a couple of frames like I heard or I've read to do. I'm gonna pull up this one. And just put it right down in the, where that one come out of, right here on this one. Same position it was in down there, and replace it with the frame here. Now I've just heard a lot about doing this and never tried it. So I'm gonna do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody said the 3rd and 7 frames. I don't know why the 3rd and 7, but I'm just gonna do, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. So I'm gonna do the 3rd and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of right in the middle of the cluster, but I'm gonna try it. Like I said, I've heard of that's the way to do, and somebody else, their method was putting the whole box between the other boxes and stuff later on. And, okay, let's do it. And I'm gonna say again, the same as I said a minute ago, might be pushing this hive a little bit, but I think they can do it, and they got a strong queen. I'm trying to build up quick, a big strong hive quick. So I'll take that frame of brood up here, cap the brood. That'll kind of get them to come up the theory is that'll get them to work this top box quicker. Now let's get this frame back down in there. Just ease it down in there. Okay. Real easy. Push everything together. The bees are starting to get a little bit riled up by doing that. Now, don't really have much smoke there. Just smoking just a little bit to get them down. Let's put this other box on. All right, got my beetle gel in there. Made this hive into a double. Pulled a couple of frames up, and I'm going to switch that box too on this one. You can see where that was against them frames, and they were starting to propolize that in there. That one's got pollen on it, so they're getting pollen somewhere. He's come back with pollen. I keep saying he, it's she. Anyway, so one thing that I'm probably going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and leave feed on these bees for a while. They're not eating it as fast as the other one, and I'm going to come back down here and put feed on them. But I'm going to do one final thing over here. I said I was done with these over here, but I'm going to switch the feed things just for right now. If I don't get back down here today, I think these bees over here are in way more of a critical position as far as needing the feed than the ones over there. So they were totally out of feed, and they need that feed. They're not drawing their stuff out as good. The queen's not laying as good. So giving them the feed that I do have for right now, and I'm probably be back down here today or tomorrow and put more feed in these bees. For this one over here, I'm just covering that hole. Now, so what we got, to recap what we got here and what I did, just recap it real quick. This hive over here, over 70% full, probably close to 80% full, I'd say. It had one empty frame out here that they hadn't drawn much on at all. And that's about the only frame that didn't have something on it. So I don't want to have them get away from me. Once that brood starts hatching out, this hive is going to explode quick. So I'm putting this other box on there so they got plenty of room. Make them into a double deep. Plenty of room, plenty of space for them to draw out comb. Queen to lay that box up, because every frame that I seen that didn't have nectar or something in it, she had it laid up. So right now they're just having enough time keeping up with her to get room to lay. Once all that brood hatches, that'll be more and more. She can relay that and they can draw this top box, but I'm gonna keep laying the 1-to-1 sugar water to them. I switched these covers around because I believe, my belief, that that's helping the hive bees a little bit. I think it was making a situation where the hive bees could hide on the frames, on the tops of the frames, and the bees just couldn't get to them. That's why all them hive bees would be up on the top when I'd take this inner cover up here. Now that I've done that, I'd give them this little entrance up here in addition to this slotted entrance down there. They got this. That'll give them a little bit of air flowing through and all that. They will have to man that entrance, what I mean, guard it. they'll have to guard that entrance eventually. See there, this bee was already at it, so they'll guard that entrance too, but I think it's worth it in the long run to turn that over, and they can get to the beetles and run them into my beetle jails. So that's about all I'm doing to them today. This hive here is really not taking off, and that hive over there is twice what this one is already, and I'm just gonna have to make a decision on this one with somewhat spotty brood patterns, just not laying like I think she should lay. Got to make a decision and just see what to do about her. There's two things I could do. Well, three things I could do. One of them, as weak as they are, I don't want to do, and that is I could go in there and smash that queen. She's got eggs in there that's the right age. They could hatch themselves a new queen off of her eggs, but they're a little bit weak of a hive. But I think they could do that with, I mean, that people do that all the time, and it's getting warm and the flow's on. I could do that, or I could take a frame of eggs out of this hive over here that's got my good queen. She's laying a whole lot better, so I could just go in there and find the queen in here, just crush her, go over to this hive over here, get eggs off the good queen, just shake all the bees off of that, put that down in here, and this hive right here could hatch a new queen off of their eggs from over there. But the thing about that is it takes a little more work, and here's why. If I just take eggs out of there and then they start hatching, they might just hatch off of their old queen, and that, if I want to get rid of that genetics, so what I'd have to do is just make them queenless, just crush her, wait several days until they get all their cells laid up in there, that are fixed up in there, all their supersedure cells, emergency queen cells, whatever you want to call them. Then go in there and get rid of all their emergency cells, so they don't have any way to hatch a queen out. They don't have any kind of eggs in there anymore, nothing the right age, and I got rid of all that. Then take fresh out of that hive over there and put over here. These bees will jump on it and they'll hatch me a queen off that good stock over there. That's the second thing. So I said I had three options that I know of. Letting them hatch off their own, letting them hatch off of that, or if I could buy a queen, I could just take her in a queen cage, come here and crush that queen, and I'd have to ask somebody about the timing on it, like how many days I do whatever. Do I just crush this queen, then put the queen cage and let them eat through, or if I wait a couple of days and get rid of all the queen cells? So I'm not ready to re-queen like that, so that's another option. So I'm gonna check into all that and see what I think I need to do. I guess the fourth option would be just to keep letting her go on and see how she does. She might take right off. This is like the first round of brood. There's not, I'm not sure there's even been brood hatched out off of her. So once it starts rolling, she's not doing real bad, but once it starts rolling, she might take off and start laying better and stuff. That's possible. I'll probably ask for some advice on it too. But there you have it. That's my bees, and that's what I've done to them today. Hope you enjoyed the video.